and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs.
Mike's hot. Cans on. Fan outside my door to prevent TMZ from eavesdropping on our hot pod. Buzzing, baby.
We caught up with the spoof scoofs and novelty songs, guys.
They had a hot take today on the hungover games. They didn't like it.
What voice is that?
Hey, hang on here at TMZ.
You just made a new accent.
No, this is Texas music.
I think it's Texic.
zone.
Everyone knows Texic, dude. He moved from Texas to California to be paparazzi, and now he's fucking he's jamming on our butts. He's like, oh, these guys. It must be real easy to riff on a hungover games movie when you've never been hungover yourself.
Mr. Dana, can I get an exclusive interview with you?
No pictures. No.
No, come on, one for the camera, please.
I can't turn down that southern charm.
Mr. Danian, what was your opinion on Pee Wee's Big Adventure?
Well, you'll have to stay tuned to find out. Texic.
Oh! Welcome to Spoof Scoofs and Novelty Sales.
Oh, with our special guest, Texic. Oh, I love it when Marty finds an accent and just butters it on until we call back to this.
I can't wait till we call back to this next episode and he does it completely differently.
Yeah. I can't wait for Kermit to come on this episode.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, Kermit.
Speaking of impressions.
Oh, hey there, guys. It's me, Kermit the Frog.
That's the best one you've done yet.
Well, welcome to Spoof Scoops Novelty Songs, to the podcast, the pivotal podcast about dumb shit. That's Marty and Scott. I'm Kelly. Before we get into it, everyone's got to get their Pee Wee impression the heck out. You got to get it out because I know it's what?
I already did mine.
Texic was your Pee Wee impression?
Yeah, this movie is called Texic's Big Adventure.
Texic's Big Adventure.
All right. I'm ready. I took a drink of water. I'm ready.
That's a good water drinking impression. All right, Marty, you go.
Okay. Well, mister.
All right, I quit. This is my 2 weeks notice, which means that by the time this episode's
two
out,
more episodes.
Shit. I'm not recording 2 more. We
Oh,
record
no.
all of our episodes 2 weeks in advance, peeling back the curtain as we always do, because we want to be anything but relevant. That's our goal.
We want to be behind.
We want to be 2 weeks behind always.
Because we're reviewing spoof movies, and so you can never be totally topical. Otherwise,
We review
what are you
spoof
doing?
movies that came out 2 decades ago, and we record them
Yes.
2 weeks in advance, and we just really like that number. 2. Feels good.
It's good.
Feels nice.
All right, Scott and Kelly, you both owe me a Pee Wee Herman impression.
There you go. That's it.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, there you go.
I know you are,
Scott?
but what am I?
I know you are, but what about it? There. There you go.
Kelly, bang.
It's not that hard.
That's right. This week we're reviewing Pee Wee's Big Adventure, a 1985 action-adventure road comedy film featuring the character Pee Wee Herman, portrayed by Paul Rubens. The film is about a man-child named Pee Wee Herman who, upon losing his bicycle, travels cross-country in search of it.
Hold on. That was Paul Rubens? We watched a movie... What?
He is credited. Pee Wee Herman plays himself in this movie, according to the credits.
Okay, so it wasn't Paul Rubens. Because I can't watch a movie with Paul Rubens in it. He's
No.
canceled.
That's the
I
character
hate him.
Paul Rubens' famous character Pee Wee is based on.
He went to an adult theater, watched pornography, and
getting to this
jacked.
early.
Jesus, within the first
I don't
90
want to watch a
seconds.
movie
We're getting to
with
it
Paul
quick.
Rubens in it. How dare he watch porn?
You know what I say? You know what my honest take is on this whole thing? It would be
What?
weird if he wasn't jerking off, right?
I think the
it would
same
be
thing.
creepy if he wasn't.
Yeah, what do you do?
If he was just sitting there watching it
this is
like
such
a fucking vampire.
Yeah. That's like Googling. That's like going on Pornhub and looking at the missionary position genre. Like, that's fucked up.
Right, and just
What are
like
you doing?
sitting in like a shirt and tie and slacks, like with your like hands face down on your lap. You're a fucking serial
This
killer.
is most enjoyable.
You're like a Michael Shannon
like
character, you fucking freak. Not like our guy Paul
This
Rubens,
film-
who is a
oh,
human being.
I'm on Paul Rubens' side. I'm sorry. There are much worse things you can do.
This film is a pretty specific spoof of the Italian neo-realistic classic Bicycle Thieves, and generally plays with various road trip movie tropes.
Well, there goes
Pee Wee
all
Herman
my
is-
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I didn't know it was a spoof.
I know. It is a spoof. I forgot about that. That it is
There's
technically
a scene where
spoof
he
of Bicycle
uses
Thieves.
a big rubber ear.
I know.
Yeah,
God,
there's
we're
a
gonna
whole
get to it,
scene
Scott.
in Art's Dart Mart, dude.
Yes. I'm not arguing against Pee Wee
This
Herman
movie
anymore,
was
guys.
made for this podcast.
All right, go ahead.
Pee Wee Herman was created by Rubens in 1977 as a stage character, eventually appearing in a 1981 HBO stage special after a few years of popping up in various TV specials and movies. After the success of this film, the character would be featured in his own TV series, Pee Wee's Playhouse, which ran from 1986 to 1991. The character was shelved in 1991 after Rubens' arrest, which we've already discussed. This movie was written by Paul Rubens, Phil Hartman, and Michael Vorhall, and was directed by Tim Burton in what was his featured directorial debut. Prior to this, he had mostly only done animated shorts. The film was a modest success, but led to a long run of hits for Burton, some of which will be reviewed on this podcast. Pee-wee's influence as a character can be felt across pretty much everything, and like we've already been talking about, this kind of podcast straight up just like doesn't exist without Pee Wee Herman, this movie, his TV show. Like, the character had such an influence on comedy and even like specifically novelty things in general. It's a very influential character and movie, and it's time to talk about it. Gentlemen, what were your opinions
It was
on
great.
Pee-wee's Big
Next,
Adventure?
who's got the song?
I love this movie.
Yeah, I the first time I had seen this movie, I did not love it. This time I
It's
truly thought, what a fucking awesome
yeah.
movie. What a
It's,
fucking
I didn't
awesome
realize
movie.
Tim Burton did it, so props to him. He's got a bright
Yes.
future ahead of him.
I want
Or
to see what this
perfect use
guy's
of
going to
his
do
style.
next.
Or a dark future. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, there's a little
bit of
sinister.
Dude.
Fucking
That guy,
Large
he's like-
Marge, she's scary
know,
as
like-
hell.
Those, it's just like this director. He's like, a lot of directors I see, they're kind of like just straight up and down. This guy, he's a little twisted. You know what I mean?
It's like
a little
he's taking the camera
out.
and he's tilting it, and then he's shooting from like a lower angle than normal, and that, by the way, is
Zoom
messed
in.
up.
Yeah, and he's like
out.
using the lighting to like accent like this like heightened reality or something like that.
And
Yeah,
Timmy,
it's so
little
weird.
Timmy. What are you doing with all these colors? They're just popping. It's like I don't go to the movies to watch colors
It's like-
pop. Come on.
When I go to the suburbs, do the suburbs look strange to me now? Ugh.
What's going on, little Timmy Burt?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm trying to see some classic cinema, and you're making my eyes go, what's this?
It is like the best use of it. Like this and like Beetlejuice really do. It's like the macabre
I love
stuff for
Batman.
him is. It's the
His
second
Batman
one is
is
really really
so
good.
good.
The second Batman is so good.
Yeah.
And like Ed Wood is a great movie. Like when he is like macabre tones are like entwined with the suburb stuff. It's fantastic. When he doesn't do that, it's when his movies are just like trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of his like 2000s stuff, where it's like he just kind of seems to have lost the thing.
You
that
know
he
what's a
was really
2000s
interested in.
entry from Burton that I don't mind? I say Big Fish is not bad.
Big Fish
Big
is
Fish
good.
isn't bad,
But
yeah.
that's one that I feel like he used his creative freedom more heavy-handedly, whereas like I think other movies it's all
Alice in
speculation.
Wonderland? Oh my god, what's this guy
Or
smoking?
he's just cashing in. He's just cashing in, dude.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Charlie
you know
and the
what? You
Chocolate
got my
Factory?
name. I did Nightmare Before Christmas. Whatever I make, people are going to go watch.
He did not make that movie.
Well, what do you mean? It says it's his name's on it.
He produced it, but he didn't direct
Tim
it.
Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. It's his name.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
He didn't make it.
Yeah, but it's his.
His company
It's
made it.
his.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, what?
The apostrophe
yeah, well, guess
S
what?
denotes ownership.
You want me to go? I can go get you a fucking DVD of Nightmare Before Christmas, hold it up and say Martin Kazabowski's Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
Does that mean I made
No,
it?
it would be Martin Kazabowski's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Got him. Checkmate, baby. Also, Danny Elfman fucking carries Nightmare Before Christmas.
And he and
carries-
segue, he carries Pee Wee's, baby.
He did do this?
Danny
Okay, I was
Elfman is
wondering
on
about
fire
that. I
in
should've
this
looked that
movie.
up.
Yes.
But yeah.
The music is
The
so
music
good.
when he's like knocking on the rich guy's door, and it's like ba ba ba
Yes.
ba ba ba
Yes.
ba 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 ba.
It's amazing. The music in this movie is like, this is the peak for Danny Elfman, it feels like. Like, it's like he's not going to get any better than this. This is so good.
He lives up to his last name because when I listen
Go
to this
on.
guy's scores, I'm like, he's not human. There's no way this guy's human.
He's
I
a
thought
man
there was
made of
no way
elves.
you're gonna make that make perfect sense, and then you did.
Is Pee Wee Herman independently wealthy?
I don't
You
know,
don't need to worry
'cause
about this.
I don't
I'm just curious.
Like,
Where does
as
he get
a-
his money from?
like as a fictional character.
No. I mean, the person in this movie. Is he like come from
He's
a
an
rich family?
entrepreneur.
Okay, there we go. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's all I'm looking for.
You saw what he was doing a lot of hard work in that movie by going to that novelty gift shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you saw he
Purchasing
eats
things.
3 pieces of cereal a day. Like his expenses are very low.
That's true. That's true. I said that his house is Scott's dream house.
Oh, thank
Yo,
you. Yes, you understand.
Before we dive in to, I mean, like we're already kind of knee deep, but
Yeah.
let me just say the stream of this movie that I was watching, the first 8 minutes, I was like, why is this in Italian?
And then you realize you're watching Bicycle Thieves.
It was
You're like,
okay.
whoa.
The reason it was so confusing was
It's about
because
his father and his son?
no, it was Pee Wee's Big Adventure, but the reason it was so confusing was because it used Paul Rubens like all of those were his, but then it would just be like the dubbing of an Italian man for the actual. It's like, oh, what a weird intro. What a
But
weird
it'd be like,
choice.
oh, 100. Like, he would still be like, hey, 25.
So it'd be like,
So
hey, it was pretty- like, yeah, it was great. I highly recommend anyone watch the first 8 minutes. Of that movie.
Italian Pee Wee. Oh,
It's pretty good.
that's a good
Italian
like
Pee Wee's Big
Halloween
Adventure.
costume.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a segue.
there's no segue, but let's dive into this. into
Yeah.
this
Okay.
great
All
flick.
right. I got some notes on Pee Wee's actually. Here's what I like
Yeah.
about this movie. It's a crazy heightened reality. I just love the world of this movie. It's like this movie takes place in Pee Wee's reality. Like the narration is like from his point of view, and like there like a lot of things just like follow like kid logic. Like Pee Wee doesn't need to have a job, or like he has no like real responsibilities, and so it's just like a very like carefree world that like Pee Wee inhabits, full of these like and Pee Wee's not the only character in this world. Like I love that like all of the like background characters, like you know their name and occupation, and they do feel like these like sort of like I don't know, like not intentionally not 3-dimensional, but still like very like real characters like stopping
They
by
are, though.
in
They-
Pee Wee's world.
But they all have full arcs. Like this movie, that was the thing I was like most surprised by, was that this and this is like a road trip movie trope kind of thing where like you have supporting characters who have like full arcs, but this movie really does follow through with like pretty much every supporting character gets like a payoff in some respect.
Well, I guess
and that was like
yeah.
the biggest shock of this movie.
I mean, not to cut to the end, but just like the very last scene where like he's going through the cast of characters at the drive-in, it is like really satisfying to like get like one last. Yeah, it does feel like you're closing off like each person's arc. They're all happy at the movies,
Yes.
like. But it's just like I love that like when he like assembles like the people to look for his bike, it's not just like townspeople. It's like a bunch of like kid BMX bikers, and like you know what I mean. Like every person
Yes.
is like a character.
They have a thing.
Yeah.
Must have been a joy to make like the call sheets. And,
Oh, yeah.
scheduling for this movie
Yeah.
of just like, well, we're doing the BMX kids scene here, and then they're gonna be in. So we want to shoot this with like the bike shop scene in between or something. Yeah.
So unlike the Hungover Games, the plot to Pee-wee's Big Adventure, very simple. Pee-wee gets his bike stolen, and he goes on a big, long adventure to go get it back. A fortune teller sort of swindles him and tells him that his bike is in the basement of the Alamo. So he goes on a big long road trip to the Alamo, only to find out the Alamo has no basement.
Doesn't
you fool,
have a
Pee-wee.
basement. Oh my god, dude! How embarrassing for him.
Yeah, really, the bike is stolen by the rich boy Francis, and by boy I mean 40-year-old man.
I like that his rival is also a man child.
Oh my god! Just like the whole. That's so Tim Burton. Like that part was like extremely, just like weird and dark and surreal.
Yeah.
Him being in the bathtub that was just a pool. But
Yeah.
Like with
Yes.
huge like rubber duckies and stuff.
Yeah, and he's just disgusting. Like he's just
Yeah,
like
he's
there's just
gross.
something gross about him. Like yeah.
Yes.
Loved
It's
it.
like the penguin stuff in Batman Returns, where it's just like over the top how fucking gross it is.
Yeah.
Like it's just so in love with how disgusting the ideas are. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun disgusting though. Tim Burton makes disgusting fun. He is the creepy crawlers of filmmaking.
He nails it.
So true.
This movie, like, so as a spoof, it's not really much more than just the very bare plot device of a man gets his bike stolen, as far as like what it's making fun of in Bicycle Thieves. But like, I don't know. I was gonna save this point for my tie-up at the end, but I think it's a fine point to make. I think it'd be worse if it was more of a specific spoof. It's a great concept for the plot for this movie to have him lose something that represents childhood specifically, and setting him off on this journey. And the fact that the rest of the movie is more creative than just what can we riff on, it really benefits the movie that it's actually not like beholden to anything, and that it's beholden to just the world of the character, which, like Scott said, it's like so sound. That's the thing that's like in Tim Burton's early movies and in I think the Pee-wee universe, quote unquote, in general, the world is always really fucking tight. Like everybody has the same level of camp. They're not too campy, but they're definitely in the realm of like playing it a little too over the top. And it just works really well in this movie. It's such a cohesive vision. Like it just feels like it's that thing where like occasionally the right filmmaking team gets together and makes something that's just fucking nails it. And just this movie is that. I don't know what else to say.
Well, Pee-wee's is like our Pee-wee's Playhouse. The show is like an anomaly in itself because they just like it was like a weird time for culture and them getting any sort of show on like I guess just getting reputable on the air was like impressive because like I don't think any producer believed in them as like a concept. It was just way too weird and art housey and like there's no way it could work, and then it just did. It was like kind of what people wanted, and they didn't know they wanted it, but it was just like, hey, some counterculture stuff, cool. This is much more fun for like adults to watch. And like for stoners or whatever, I don't know. It like just gained a cult following so quick. So the fact that they got like a movie out of it, and that's like one of my, it's not a huge qualm, but just like them not having the sort of characters that I'm familiar with from Pee-wee's Playhouse in this movie.
Ellie, the movie came first.
Did it come first? No way.
Yes, the movie came first.
Well, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder they didn't have Cherry in it.
Yeah. This movie would be nuts if Cherry just walked out at the end. That would be crazy.
So this movie was just made like for no reason, essentially.
It was like based on the character. No, because he had done the character on
Pee-wee
stage for a long
he's a
time.
groundling.
okay.
He's from the Groundlings Improv School.
Yes.
Yeah.
So him and Hartman had both been like comics for a long time, and they had long done the character. And then Hartman obviously had been on SNL, I think, at this point. And so they had some clout going for them because the character was like well known.
Yeah, Pee-wee had some clout.
And also, why wouldn't you make the movie? This script is fucking awesome. Like, I don't know. It's just like a really good idea for a movie.
I'm just impressed. I'm impressed that, like, it usually evolves the other way around. It's usually TV into movies.
Right. I always thought it was the other way around. I was researching for this. I just was like, oh my god, the timeline is the movie was first by like a long shot.
And this
like,
doesn't seem low budget either. Like the movie doesn't feel low budget at all.
Yeah, like the all the set design stuff and the fact that the set design changes. Like they do the thing when before Pee-wee goes to like a mall before his bike gets stolen, he's like shopping and doing some stuff. He comes back to his bike and they do a thing where like everything he's seen before is now evil. And so,
he
like,
chains his bike.
Dramatically
He chains his, but before he goes in, he chains his bike to a big animatronic clown that looks all happy and jolly. And when he comes back, and his bike is gone, the clown is covered in chains and its face is terrifying. I loved this movie when I was a kid, to the point where like I knew like which parts to like cover my eyes for, and that part and. Dude, Large Marge by today's standards is very tame, but I remember like the long gap in between like watching this movie when I was like 10 and then watching this movie when I was like 20, and like I knew the Large Marge part was coming up and just how much anxiety I felt like oh my god, this is going to be so terrifying. And then I like, realized it's pretty tame. But when I was a kid, holy fuck, like, because they really build it up. Like, oh my god, it's so scary.
Right. Yeah, they're like every little set piece thing in this movie is super just well done, and so I like it is like it doesn't feel low budget like at all. They do the same goof that a Goofy movie does, where they get tossed off of a cliff. This movie does it exactly how you should do it, in the biggest, most silly way, where they're in like a convertible and it turns into like a parachute, and this helps them land safely. That's how you do this gag, Goofy movie.
I think
Goofy movie.
On top of that was like him being like, "Wake up, we're falling to our death right now."
Yes, so good. I like every part of this. They thought of what would be the funnest, most creative way we could do kind of a cliched thing, like falling off the cliff, or like him like getting on a road truck, or with Large Marge. Like it's just the movie just never stopped coming up with good.
His
bits.
romance with the waitress, where they're sitting in the giant dinosaur statue's mouth watching the sun guy, and she's like, I want to go to France. It's just like so like, and Pee-wee all of a sudden becomes like super like suave, and because Simone, she craves the attention of a emotionally available man because her brute of a husband. Like it's such a cliched like moment, but just to see Pee-wee in such an adult situation is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it just works.
It's great. Yeah, this movie rules.
The movie ends with a famous actor kid gets the bicycle from Pee-wee somehow, and so Pee-wee has to infiltrate a movie set. And again, this movie does a thing that we have criticized on this podcast, which is like start referencing the movie industry, or like the movie ends with Pee Wee Herman getting his own movie within a movie being created about his life story, and that would be like grating in any other movie, but in this movie it's so charming. Like
Austin Powers is the other note, like obviously came afterwards, and I do kind of like roll my, or it's just when you see it's way more charming in the Pee Wee version, like
because he goes through those sets, and they just come up with tons of fucking awesome gags based on Pee Wee Herman is riding a bicycle through a bunch of movie sets. And so the payoff of like he gets his own movie and all the characters gather to watch the movie at a drive-in,
and then he has a cameo
works.
And they change his voice to be like, "Hello, I'm Pee Wee Herman." and he keeps,
but he loves
he's
it.
So good about, like, I love the way that he does a bit where he looks down the barrel of the camera, but he doesn't stare down the camera. He just glances, and it's like so just like unprofessional, but like that's exactly how a kid would like to check if the camera is still pointed at them. Like it's so fucking funny.
Right. No, it's just
my
good.
favorite bit was the tequila bit, where he gets out of a sticky situation by doing like a pretty lackluster dance to tequila.
But they all think it's fucking sick.
They all think it's insane, and I love it. It's so funny to me. That's just a good gag.
Or seeing Pee Wee just in the, even though like again like this like the bike, these bikers would be like so hack and like anything else, but just seeing Pee Wee next to these like stereotypical tough guy bikers is so goddamn funny.
Right, like doing like a Hell's Angel thing is like so cliched, even at this point, but it's at like the 80s, but like, yeah, it just fucking works perfectly.
Yeah, there's something just like very like American like kitschiness is like captured so perfectly in this movie, and that's why I love it.
Yes. Right, and that's like what a good road trip movie I think should do is like, if you're going to do a road trip movie in America, set in America, you kind of have to embrace the fact that like most of the country is like driven on tourism and kitschy bullshit, right? Like, especially in like those like barren highway areas kind of thing. And this movie just does. It just embraces it. You know, he goes to like Sinclair's with the big fucking dinosaurs out front. Like, I don't know. It just like, it's great. Yeah. As a spoof, 7 out of 10. Though it's not too specific a spoof of
the
Bicycle
Kelly
Thieves,
score.
I think it's impossible. Yes, the Kelly score. I can't rate it lower than a 7 because of how just spoofy the character is, as Scott loves to say, or how novelty the movie is. Like, it's just, I can't imagine giving this like a failing grade as a spoof when like it is just so riding the line of like dabbling in reflexivity and parody that how can you consider this not a successful spoof, even though it's not really parodying anything specific. It's more just like a tone thing, or like parodying the idea of childhood, I guess, right? And which is like what the character is, right? It's like parody of childhood, sort of. As a movie, 9 out of 10, at a super enjoyable time. I'm glad we did it for the podcast.
As a spoof, 7 out of 10.
What a good rating.
For all the reasons, yeah, Marty said, yeah, it's not exactly a spoof, but there's spoofy elements, and there's sure as shit goofy elements. As a goof,
yes.
11 out of 10. And as a movie, fucking 10 out of 10. I love this movie. Yep, the end. Kelly, hit him.
I give it a 7 out of 10 as a spoof because it was brought to my attention that this movie is making fun of bicycle thieves. And I give it a 9 out of 10 as a movie. Very enjoyable. I always love a good like movie that's sort of like for kids, but like adults can appreciate it too. I think that's a tough line to walk, and whenever a company or artist walks it, I gotta give credit where credit's due. It's one of my favorite sort of genres, I guess. So, big fan.
Good point. Scott?
Oh, yes.
Do you have a novelty song to play us this week?
Oh, baby. This one's... Get ready, folks. What's a political... What's like a... what? Oh, dun, 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 dun. We're taking a little trip down Washington Avenue today, boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Pennsylvania Ave, fellas.
Ooh, for Washington Lane.
Yeah.
For Washington Lane. For the New York for our other podcast.
Edit this out.
Podcast.
We are talking about... I don't know if this is a song or this is a novelty performance, I guess you'd say. Let me set the scene for you. It is the evening of Monday, October the 17th, in the fall, the mid-fall, leading up to, what year was it? The 2016 election.
Oh. Which election was that?
It was like forever ago.
The one in 2016, the presidential election, dear boy. November 8th it was. The candidates, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
That makes sense.
And Donald J. Trump, a damn Cheeto.
What? The host of Celebrity Apprentice?
Alas, it was. The place was New York City. And the event was a Broadway for Hillary Clinton campaign event. The people involved were Lin-Manuel Miranda and co-star Renee Elise Goldsberry. What these two have done is a parody of the song from the popular Broadway musical Hamilton. Now, Marty, I know you're a ham fan. You're a lover of the
Yes.
ham.
I think it's a good musical. Yes.
Well, you might be familiar with the tune the 10 Dual Commandments.
I am. Yes.
Hamiltoni died in a very duel, you see. Well, what Lin-Manuel Miranda and Renee Goldsberry did was they took that little song and they made a damn parody of it in honor of Hillary. And I'll shoot you the link now. And let's have a listen.
You register to vote and it's on. You post that Hillary sign up on your lawn.
Number 2.
Call some undecideds with your crew. Your cousins in Ohio, maybe try and flip them blue.
Number 3.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
Okay, so I'm not saying that lost us the election, but
It can't have helped.
can't have helped. Oh
Okay,
my God!
let's-
I mean, that's all I got. It's the floor is open for comments, gentlemen.
I just have so many. I mean, I have a lot of problems with it. Obviously, if you don't know this by now, I voted for Hillary in the 2016 election. I'll admit it. I didn't vote for her in the primary, but I'll admit I voted for her in the 2016 election. Who were they pandering to with this? Like,
Yes.
Broadway is already so blue. But, like, no, it doesn't help because I've never,
Yes.
Hamilton isn't, like,
Well,
Hamilton is
Are-
like specifically for like 60-year-old white people. Like
that's
That
what
is-
I'm saying. Yeah, it's like,
but that
who
is
is
a
this pandering to?
demographic that's a demographic that does vote Republican.
I
don't
think,
know.
yes,
think
it
that's
is,
an
but
incorrect-
not
I
when
mean-
they are fans of Broadway.
No, yes.
I guess it's just like Hillary voters, your typical Hillary voter, and then a Hamilton fan Venn diagram is just like a circle.
Yes.
It's just like I have problems with it because I imagine they got paid to do this, so that's maybe they did it out of the.
That's not the problem.
yeah, I think
I have
they
a
did
lot.
do it.
That's not the main problem I have with it. I feel like Hillary's campaign fell on its face like multiple times trying to get the youth excited about voting for her.
Exactly.
Because
I mean, yeah, that's
the
what
way you
this
get the
is.
youth excited about voting for them is treating them like fucking human beings and listening to their problems.
No, it's for Hamilton is Bay, dude.
Oh, and also you guys like Fortnite?
Yeah.
You know what would be a
Pokemon,
sick
go to the
victory?
polls.
A sick victory royale would be a vote for Biden. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we drop in this November.
And this is something that plagues Democratic candidates in general, is trying too hard to be youthful, and rather than focusing on like nobody cares if you like make a bunch of fucking pop culture references, which as the host of a spoof movie podcast, I feel like it's fucking fair for me to say that people don't really care about that shit. They care about policy, and yeah, that's not why Hillary lost for a lot of reasons, but
She lost for a lot of reasons. This is just one of them.
most unrelated to her, by the way. I would say, like, I still say that, like, the country really showed its true nature with that election.
Yeah, I denied that for a long time until the primaries, and then I saw how garbage and misogynistic a lot of the country clearly
Yeah.
is, because Biden and
very
Hillary are
ingrained.
identical in my mind. To like, they're pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. Hillary was the most qualified person for that job. Like, I mean, like, I didn't vote for her in the primary either, but if you just compare the two candidates based on that alone, like, she was the more qualified person for the job, but didn't get hired.
Wait,
because-
you're telling me
I mean, more
The
people
American
didn't vote
dream.
than voted.
Yeah.
The man
I mean, no
who-
one loved... Yeah.
Yeah, this
The
somehow
man
did
who-
not activate the youth vote. Sorry, Kelly, go.
the man who eats his steaks well done, the man with the goldenest of hair, who appreciates the ketchupy sauce on a flank steak.
Yeah, he loves taking pictures of his food while he's giving a thumbs up to either the food or the camera. We don't know.
You're telling me the man who has inherited most of his wealth from his father, and the man who has had multiple businesses fail was not qualified for this position? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now, Marty? Because I'm struggling to believe it.
You know what? I feel very comfortable in saying Trump equals bad.
There's a damn Cheeto in the White House. I'm telling you.
The orange buffoon, as I like to call him.
You know what? I wish there was a real Cheeto in the White House, because even that would run.
Chester
the
would have handled this
better.
pandemic way better. He would have lowered. He would have lowered his sunglasses and been like, "Surge in testing, baby."
We gotta talk about the song. Let's talk about the song a little bit.
Okay, the worst part about the song is Tim Kaine and the Membrane.
Yeah, of course.
Tim Kaine and the Membrane is bad. It's very
That's
bad.
the worst part.
Very
of the song.
lazy.
I hope you use that clip specifically for the cast.
I
Marty,
finally
because,
just got
boy,
Tim Kaine out the membrane.
that's back in it.
I think Hamilton is a good musical. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda, very creative guy, very capable at writing melodies, right? This is real swing and a miss. And it's a cover of his own song, and he couldn't come up with, like...
It seems a little rushed, don't it?
Yeah, like, probably they came up with this...
Either they asked him late, or he just, like, procrastinated.
Because he's in the middle of doing Hamilton.
Well,
like, he was on stage at the time.
Right,
like,
because Hamilton was, like, new also, you know, or newer
I think
anyway.
it had been on stage for a year, I think, at this point. I think it debuted in 2015.
But it's still, like, it was really starting to, it was, like, having its moment in the zeitgeist, for sure.
Yes.
And, I forgot what I was going to say.
The sad thing is, Hamilton, Lin-Manuel wasn't even the HRC campaign's first choice. They wanted Trey Stone and Matt Parker. But they asked Trey Stone and Matt Parker to do it, and they're like, wait, no, those names are wrong. And it's actually Matt Stone and Trey Parker. And the letter got lost in the mail.
What's also annoying about this is that, like, it's, like, not really... honestly, like, I feel like the Hamilton musical is not actually, like, very political in, like, a real sense. You know what I mean? Or it's like it's like the same way that, like, it, like, references politics, but there's not a lot of, like, political, like, ideas in it.
It's very pro the economic policies of Alexander Hamilton, for example. That's a very political stance to take.
Okay, help me. Because I saw it and I didn't catch any policies.
The whole second act of it is revolving around the fact that he's trying to create a financial system that where the states will help each other, right? Where, like, Virginia will, and that still exists today, right? Where, like, some of the wealthier states do pay into the federal government more than the poorer states, which is always the funny thing, because, like, that tends to be the blue states tend to pay a lot more for all the, like, western and midwestern smaller states who can't afford it. And so, like, the musical does, like, take a very strong stance of being for that, right? Like, it very much is a pro federal government musical, I would argue.
Yeah,
because Thomas Jefferson is portrayed as, like, the villain because he wants states' rights and stuff. Blah 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 blah.
I see.
Okay,
That's
let me
very
give you
simplified.
in layman's terms. You go into the musical, all you know about Alexander Hamilton is that he's on the $10 bill. Mm-hmm. You come out of the musical, here's what you find out. He is on the $10 bill. Thomas Jefferson's black. And also, he's a hardworking douchebag. Not Thomas Jefferson. Well, he is too.
Hamilton.
But Hamilton is a hardworking doucher who cheats on his wife. That's what I learned from it. And also who let his son die. But... Yeah. I think the one thing
they fudged a lot of details.
If they brought back dueling, what would it take for you to duel somebody? What would they have to do?
They better not lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Kelly, I ask a serious question and you have to joke around like that.
If there was a Klondike bar involved, I'm right to the dueling field.
You know what, guys? It's quiz time.
Quiz
Get ready, fellas.
Oh, I was hopeful for a quiz.
Well, you get your wish. We have a 5-question quiz. I'm not doing any listicles or anything like that. It's a mixed bag of Broadway, 2016 election, and Alexander Hamilton questions.
perfect.
So buzz in. Question 1. What is the longest running Broadway show? Is it A, Hamilton, B, Jesus Christ Superstar, or C, Phantom of the Opera?
Buzz.
Kelly.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, Kelly got it. It's Phantom.
He did get a point.
I thought it was Cats.
For Kelly. It was Cats until like 2006 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wicked, am I right, boys?
No, it's Phantom of the Opera.
No, me getting a point.
No,
is
it's
Wicked.
Phantom of the
I love
Opera.
this. I love this. This is a joke I can get.
Question 2. When, according to Hillary Clinton, was the last time she drove a car? Was it 2002, B, 33 AD, or C, 1996?
Buzz. 96.
He takes it. It was 1996.
That's fuck that. Of course she didn't. Why would she? When did she say?
Well-
She said this in 2015, 20.
Yeah, hold on though. That's not. She's once you're like statesman like that. Yeah, that's not crazy that you don't drive.
You're like not allowed to drive.
Yeah,
I
pretty
still
much.
think
Yeah, Secret
don't-
Service would never let her drive.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I mean, yeah, that
because
was part of her
that's-
stump speech. She opened with that.
When did Trump drive? Trump's probably never driven a fucking car.
Trump does not have a license.
Don't get me wrong, but he's not bragging about it.
Trump doesn't know what a
that's
car
something-
Trump, they
is.
give him a play school wheel like Maggie Simpson.
Why would we? Fuck roads. I don't use those. My driver uses them, but I don't. Oh, no, thank you.
Question number 3. Which famous newspaper did Alexander Hamilton found? Is it A, the Huffington Post, B, the New York Post, or C, the Daily Bugle?
B. Sorry, Marty. B.
You got to buzz.
Marty, buzz. B.
No, now Marty gets it.
This is bullshit.
I like the fake answers.
They're all.
Well, I mean, Huffington Post also it was founded by the person whose last name is Huffington.
Yeah, Alexander Huffington.
Huffington. That's my favorite part of the musical is when they reveal Alexander Hamilton's name is actually Alexander Huffington.
Yeah, he takes off that mask.
Chef's kiss.
Number
Bring
4.
me pictures of Alexander
Number
Huffington.
4, and this is a 2-parter. There are 2 available points, and this one is going to take a little bit of explaining. According to a Cook Political Report study, in the 2016 presidential election, Trump won 76% of counties with a blank restaurant and only 22% of counties with a blank grocery store. So in other words, he won 76% of counties with what would be probably a conservative restaurant and only 22% of counties with what would be a not Trump-liking grocery store.
Buzz.
I
don't
want
need
a
them.
buzz.
Okay.
I don't need.
Buzz.
I'll do one of them. You do the other one, Kelly.
Sure.
I'm gonna guess.
All right,
the
you do the. No, I want the grocery store.
Okay,
we're
fine,
gonna
I'll do
Marty goes first, then Kelly, and then we'll alternate.
I'll go Chick-fil-A for the fast food.
Okay, Kelly.
I go. Wait, am I doing the restaurant?
You're doing whatever you want.
Whole Foods for the grocery store.
Okay, Marty, you are incorrect. The restaurant is still on the table. Kelly, you are correct. Whole Foods is the grocery store. Damn. Trump won 22% of counties that had a Whole Foods.
Is it Waffle House?
Incorrect. It is not Waffle House. Kelly,
Is it-
your guess for the conservative restaurant?
Cracker Barrel.
Dear God, Kelly, you must have ran this study yourself.
What?
It's Cracker Barrel.
What? What?
The
Wow.
54% gap is the widest ever recorded. When Bill Clinton was elected in 1992, it was 19%. When George Bush was elected in 2000, 31%. Barack Obama, it was 43%. So the gap ever widens between Cracker Barrel counties and Whole Foods counties.
It's so weird because Cracker Barrel is like everywhere. Like that's like every county with a major city has. Don't fucking.
There's
shake
not
your
one
head
in
at me, Kelly.
Milwaukee.
That's what I'm saying. They're usually not
Yeah, I
downtown,
guess.
are they?
It's
They're
always like in the
burbs.
suburbs.
Yeah, that's
Trump, the burbs love the Trump.
Have you ever
true.
been to Cracker Barrel in Times Square? I love going on those rocking chairs and just playing checkers while the New York locals walk by. Am I right? So fun.
Hey, can you get a slice of pizza over here? I'm walking here. Hey, what's that rat doing with that pizza? You guys remember Pizza Rat, of course?
Question 5. How many seats does a theater need to be an official Broadway theater? Now, mind you, it does not have to be on Broadway to be a Broadway theater. What makes it a Broadway theater is the seating capacity. There's like, I don't know, like 60-some Broadway theaters, but only like 5 or 6 on Broadway, give or take. So, is it A, 300 seats, B, 3,000 seats, or C, 500 seats?
3,000.
C, 500.
Okay. Marty, this quiz was written, except for the last question for you. You get it. It is C, 500.
Yeah.
3,000 seats is like
That's like crazy.
Carnegie
Lambeau.
Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
It's
that's
a
like
Lambeau
Marcus
Field.
Amphitheater. No,
Madison
that's like
Square
60,000.
Garden. It's a Big Apple. I've never
that's
been
like
there.
15. 3,000 is like the amphitheater, Summerfest Grounds Amphitheater, maybe it's like 3,000.
Okay. This is
capacity?
good
I don't
for.
I think of all I think of is things in how
We
many
need to think of one venue in every city that's
I'm trying-
3,000
oh, God.
seats.
how many
what's the
Fischbergers
dome?
can you fit? How many people can you fit in the Fischbergers?
Not enough people, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. Is there's not enough space there. No, what's the Hollywood Bowl? Hollywood Bowl is my national reference for everybody, or like Red Rocks, right? That's got like 3,000 people.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And the acoustics. Don't even get me started.
Oh my gosh, the sound of that Colorado plateau. Oh my god, you can't get anything better than that. Folk music in Colorado. You can't.
I saw
beat that.
Pretty Lights at Red Rocks, and the Wub Wubs were incredible.
They were bouncing off the very rocks around me.
For each wub, it felt like 3 different wubs hitting me at the same time.
I think Marty
Okay.
wins. That's gonna do
I
it for
did,
this segment.
I think we tied. I'm pretty sure we tied because I got the 2 point.
Whatever. I won that one. You know what, Kelly? How about you show me a novelty product to make up for this?
I will. It's right here on my desk. It's been sitting here since the last time we recorded. And I gotta take my headphones off for a second to put it on.
Okay. He's holding something. I can't tell what it is yet. What is it? What is
It's
that,
a
Kelly?
sleep mask.
But what's on it?
Oh, I don't know. A winking eye or an eye and a...
Come closer, dear boy.
Yeah, lean into
Let
your
us see
camera there.
your very face.
It says it's a sleep mask with eyes drawn on it that say "Sweet Dreams" above it.
For the eyebrows?
Yes. They're tattooed onto the eyes of this mask.
It's like the Joker.
It's
like
like
Jared
Jigsaw.
Leto's
He
the
tattooed-
Joker.
Yeah, there
You know what? I've used this mask quite a few times when I'm hungover or when I'm feeling sleepy in the middle of the day.
Oh my god, what a diva.
It works. It blocks out the sun.
Do you
and
wear
that's
your puffy
everyone's
pink
goal when you're
bathrobe and your bunny slippers and a towel wrapped around your head and guacamole on your face and cucumbers over your eyes?
sleeping. No, that sounds lovely, but no. Usually I'm just in like cheap t-shirt and boxers or something.
You know, I have a friend who has an opinion on the sleep mask, and he really would love to. He's just outside the door. I can just go get him. if
No,
you
I
guys
don't
wanna
want to hear
from-
Texic's opinion on this bullshit.
Oh no, not him. No, another friend.
I don't want to hear Kermit's opinion on this either. I don't. Marty, what's your opinion on the sleep mask?
Oh boy, you know what, Kelly? It looks like a dream over my eyes, a dream on the podcast, a dream in this video chat that I'm looking at of you. It's just, boy, 3 dreams makes a wish. That's what I like to say.
All I'm saying is that don't knock it till you try it. If you gotta go to sleep at an unreasonable hour and you don't have blackout curtains or you're on a plane or something, it's kind of nice to have. Not gonna lie, it does work. Blocking out the light, make it dark, make it sleep.
You know what I do? I just turn off my lights. Done.
Yeah.
You can use it as a...
Hey, you know, my eyes, it's funny. My eyes come with sort of like a built-on sleep mask, one for each eye. They're like these sort of like lids attached to them.
You're one of those people with thick eyelids, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
with
hold on.
eyelids.
Let me lower one of my eyelids.
Oh, Scott, you gotta oil your eyelids.
Hold on, let me lower my other eyelid.
Those steel door eyelids.
Yeah. Well, what a
Scott,
novelty
you're one of
product,
those.
Kelly.
You're one of those dumbos who thinks that I can close my eyes in a very well lit room and it doesn't affect me. The light still goes through your thin-skinned eyelids. I guarantee it. I promise you that.
Wait, are you the owner of Eyelids Warehouse?
I'm just trying to sell you guys on this new invention called a sleep mask.
Oh, you're the owner of Sleep Mask Warehouse.
Yeah. It's called My Sleep Mask. It goes with your My Pillow.
Yeah.
And we're paying for ads on Fox News as we speak.
Hell yeah. And we are part of the business task force that will handle Corona.
Yes.
Can I give you a slogan for your company, Kelly?
Yeah.
Sleep Mask Warehouse. You'll like the way you don't look. I guarantee it.
Marty,
And with that, I turn off my video chat. No.
I didn't think you had it in you, but you did.
Oh no,
Good
did I
job.
disconnect? Did my joke
you're
disconnect me from you guys?
You're here.
Where's
I feel like you
Marty?
just
I
hear
can't
us.
see him.
Oh no. Keep rolling.
I can't hear him.
I think Marty.
I think he
unplugged his
legitimately
headphones.
he couldn't hear
he
us.
unplugged his headphones. Yeah, he unplugged his headphones. We all have the same headphones, and when you move too much, it gets unplugged.
Yeah, what a fool.
And then you can't hear anything. and then
Point
you
to
get
your
very
headphones.
confused.
Maybe he.
Well, it's about that time.
Yeah,
Sorry, Marty,
Jesus.
but we're gonna go ahead and wrap the
Yeah, fuck
podcast
it.
up.
Oh, I love it. It feels so weird not having him here.
As always, we are the premier podcast about dumb shit, and we want to sit here and thank you for listening.
Yeah, I mean, let's take this one last set. What do you want to say while Marty's gone that you've always wanted to
Marty's
say on the
gone?
podcast?
I want him to cut this out, and he's not going to. I don't know, what would you say if Marty wasn't here?
Shit, he's back.
Damn, he's back. Marty, did you unplug your headphones?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I made that great joke and then it just booted me from Discord.
Yeah. They
were still
they
in
were trying to
Discord.
it was trying to tell you to go out on a high note, but you didn't take the hint.
I didn't take that, no.
Yeah, now we're on this low note, and we have to thank people for listening and tell them we appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Next week, we're reviewing Lost in Translation.
No.
All right, goodbye.
Good night and good luck.